Let's now take a look at the Buddhist Scriptures. There is not a single text in Buddhism that is analogous to the Bible. There are, in fact, a vast number of scriptures. These are not used by all schools of Buddhism. There is a difference with other religions, as Buddhist scriptures are considered to be the word of the Buddha, a human, not the revelations of a god. The teachings are based on ways to practice a path that leads to enlightenment. What is important is to understand the teachings and bring them into practice, rather than to believe in them, as would be the case with the Word of God. The two main types of Buddhism are the Theravada, or the Way of the Elders, and the Mahayana, the Great Vehicle. The Theravada follow the early teachings of the Buddha that were initially transmitted orally and then were written down in the Pali language sometime after the death of the Buddha. On the whole, the Mahayana consider these texts to be authentic, but also include later Sanskrit texts. The Theravadins do not consider these Mahayana scripts to be authentic. The Mahayana Buddhists consider their scriptures have superseded the Theravadins in authority or have different versions of the text. Let's turn to the Theravada canon. The scriptures are collected together in a work called the Pali Tipitaka or Pali Canon. Tipitaka means three baskets, referring to the three types of texts in the canon. The three baskets are the Sutta Pitaka, which is a basket of suttas in the Pali, or sutra in the Sanskrit, meaning thread. These are sermons of the Buddha or one of his major disciples. They come in various lengths. Some are a few lines and some fill a whole book. Then there is the Vinaya Pitaka, which is the basket of discipline. These are the precepts for the monastic order. Then we have the Abhidhamma Pitaka, which is the basket of special teachings. It is an analytical, philosophical look at the teachings. Turning now to the Mahayana canon. There are two canons in the Mahayana. These are the Tibetan and the Chinese canons. The Sanskrit or Chinese version of the Sutta Pitaka are called the Agamas. There are a number of sutras that have no counterpart in the Theravada. Mahayana Buddhists generally accept a different version of the Abhidhamma or Abhidharma in the Sanskrit, called the Sarvastivada Abhidharma. They follow a version of the Vinaya called the Dharma Guptaka Vinaya. Tibetan Buddhists generally follow another version of the Vinaya called the Mula Sarvastivada Vinaya. It then varies between the different schools of the Mahayana which part of this treasury to emphasize. This may be a small handful of the many sutras and commentaries.